The NTK is a large diaphragm condenser microphone that is vacuum tube operated. It works in cardioid polar pattern and has a vacuum tube at the heart of its operation. The NTK on snare drum is a trick I like to use when I need to add a lot of body to the snare instrument. By whacking the NTK up close on the snare, I get an accentuated proximity effect, meaning more low ends coming into the microphone, but at the same time, a really nice overall tone. Now, a lot of people would hesitate to put large diaphragm condensers, especially vacuum tube condensers, on a snare drum. The NTKs are another matter altogether. They have maximum dBSPL of 147. This means that we can put them on a snare drum, get a great vacuum tube large diaphragm sound without worrying about popping the diaphragm. The NTK has a cardioid polar pattern. This means that as I move it closer to the snare, it really zones in on that instrument. This works really well for me when I want the snare track on its own channel. As you can hear, we've got the NTK on the snare drum. Placing the NTK close to the snare drum has given us a lot of that proximity effect that we spoke about. This gives a good reaction for the low, mids and highs of the snare drum. Using the NTK on drum overheads, we can put it up really close, and as long as we make sure that we've got the gold dot facing the drum kit, we're going to get a very direct sound. The great thing about the NTK is that it's set and forget. Its cardioid pattern allows us to get a very close and tight sound on the drum kits. I can move the NTK further back in the room. This allows more of the room's characteristics to wrap around and come into the front of the microphone. This gives me more depth to my drums and also gives me more depth to my mix. We can now hear the NTKs on overheads, one on left and one on right. Listening to the NTKs in cardioid mode as overheads, you can hear they've picked up a full frequency response. We've got the kick, we've got the snare, hi-hat and toms. Let's hear the snare through the NTK and the overheads as NTKs. You can hear by using these three microphones, we've already got quite a good image of the drums in this room. Let's now drop the snare and overheads into the mix and see how they translate throughout the whole track.